Hello, my friend of shared destiny. Perhaps at this moment you are lying still in a quiet room, the lights are out, and everything seems ready for sleep. But deep down, is there still a lingering, vague sense of disappointment? You have tried to go to bed early. You have listened to guided meditations, drunk herbal tea, and followed every self-care instruction perfectly. You have put in so much effort. Yet, when you woke up this morning, your body still felt heavy. Your mind was still shrouded in the mists of fatigue. And then, a silent but persistent question echoed in your head. Why have I done everything, and I am still not healed? Why am I still not okay? That question, that anxiety, is the uninvited companion lying beside you tonight. It makes you doubt yourself, doubt the path you are taking. You feel as if this body is betraying your efforts. But my dear friend, please breathe gently and listen to me. Your body is not betraying you. Healing is not a light switch that you can flip on or off instantly. It is a journey of underground currents. Engrave this reminder in your heart for tonight. The body doesn't heal in one night, but it can rest deeply tonight. Do not let the craving for a perfect result steal the peace of the present moment. Tonight, we will not try to get well. We will learn to accept the process, allowing the body to rest without needing to prove anything. Healing is an accumulation, not an event. My dear friend, there is a common misconception that keeps us constantly restless. The thought that healing is an event that must happen immediately. We often treat our bodies like a work project, with deadlines, goals, and a schedule to meet. We believe that if we apply the right techniques, we must be healthy by tomorrow morning. But a living body does not operate according to the laws of machinery. The recovery of cells and the nervous system happens according to the law of accumulation and deposition. It is like the silting of a river. It requires time, patience, and natural cycles. When you bring the pressure of having to heal fast to bed, you are unintentionally turning sleep into an achievement test. You lie there and grade yourself. That tension is the very barrier preventing recovery. Please understand, healing isn't delayed, it's cumulative. Tonight, allow yourself to rest without having to report results. The 3-minute ritual, demanding no results from tonight. Now, as you lie still in the soothing darkness, join me in tonight's core ritual. Please note that this ritual is entirely different from what you may have practiced before. We will not need to adjust our breath. Place hands on the heart or belly for comfort, or practice letting go of identity or the past. The central axis of this ritual revolves around a single mental act, removing the expectation of results from sleep. We will learn to stop demanding that tonight bring some healing achievement. We begin the first minute with gentle recognition. In this silent space, try to observe if there is a part deep within you, silently waiting. Perhaps you are lying there, but your mind is secretly hoping that tonight will be different from previous nights. You hope that when you wake up tomorrow morning, the pain will be gone. You will be healthier, or at least your mood will be less heavy. That is the pressure of craving. You are unconsciously turning sleep into a means to achieve the goal of healing. Please do not blame that desire, nor try to deny it. The wish to be healthy is perfectly legitimate. Just recognize, I see it. There's a part of me that desperately yearns to see better results tomorrow. That recognition is the first step in separating yourself from the pressure of achieving something right tonight. And then, in the silence of your thoughts, I invite you to perform a simple but liberating visualization. Treat that desire for healing, that expectation of a good result, as a physical object. It could be a notebook or a stopwatch. Use the hands of your mind to gently pick it up and place it beside your pillow or on the nightstand. Please understand, we are not throwing it away. We are not giving up hope. We are simply not bringing that target plan into our sleep. Say to that expectation, this does not need to happen tonight. Tonight, I do not have the task of making myself better. When you detach the need for results from the body, you will feel a space of freedom suddenly open up. The invisible pressure weighing down on your cells instantly vanishes. Moving to the second minute, once expectation has been set down, send a clear and humble biological signal to your nervous system. This is the moment we return freedom to the body. In the stillness, without making a sound, let this idea resonate in your consciousness. Tonight is only for rest. Please feel the absolute relief in those words. You do not need to repeat them many times, nor emphasize them, or try to create any special feeling. Just plant that idea once. You are telling your body, your task tonight is not to progress, not to repair at lightning speed. Your only task is to exist without being pushed. Your body does not need to achieve progress every night. It needs moments of silence without goals to accumulate energy. When you say, tonight is only for rest, you are withdrawing from the role of supervisor. You are no longer the one grading your sleep. Spend the rest of this minute practicing, staying in a state of not waiting. Don't go back to check if you feel healthier. Don't ask yourself, is this right? If thoughts of illness or fatigue return, do not chase them, nor try to dispel them. Let the darkness encompass everything. Say to the nervous system, I allow everything to happen as it will. I will not interfere with the result. Finally, we come to the third minute. This is the moment your body truly experiences the state of rest without a goal. At this time, you do not need to look for any signs of improvement. Do not wait for relief. Do not wait for clarity. Perhaps you will feel your body is just as heavy as before. Or you might feel a dull normalcy. Or perhaps you feel nothing special at all. These are all good signs. Please remember this. Nothing changing is often the deepest rest. When no change is expected, no pressure is created. The absence of dramatic shifts is evidence that the body is no longer required to please your will. Let this physical frame lie there without being questioned or ask for reports on results. It has full authority to exist in its unfinished state. You have completed the ritual of removing expectations. You have withdrawn into the shadows to yield the stage to pure rest. Fatal error warning. Don't turn sleep into a test. My dear friend, even if you have fully performed the ritual of non-craving at night, there is a fatal mistake waiting on the other side of sleep as dawn breaks. That is the habit of evaluating and grading your own sleep. Most of us have an unconscious reflex the moment we open our eyes. The first question that pops into our heads is usually, did I sleep well last night? Did I get enough? 8 hours? Why am I still tired this morning? Cup. We begin to compare tonight with last night, comparing current feelings with the ideal state we desire. If the body feels light, we rejoice and think we have succeeded. But if the eyelids are still heavy, or the pain persists, we are immediately disappointed, anxious, and conclude that this ritual is useless, or our body is damaged beyond repair. Please be careful, because that evaluative attitude is the poison that kills the budding sprouts of healing. When you wake up and immediately judge your body, you are sending a stress signal back to the nervous system. You are telling the body, "You did not do well. I am not satisfied with you." That disappointment erases all the effort of letting go from the night before and puts the body back into a defensive, contracted state. Engrave this important truth: healing fails when every night is treated as a test. You need to understand that the body's recovery is not a steady upward line. It does not reveal itself instantly, like turning on a light switch. Healing operates according to the law of accumulation. It takes place silently in the background of life. There are nights when your body puts all its strength into detoxifying the liver, so the next morning you may feel a bit sluggish. There are nights when it focuses on reorganizing memories, so sleep may be flickering with many dreams. The fact that you don't feel well immediately doesn't mean the body isn't working. On the contrary, it is working very hard according to its own wisdom. It is like watering a withered tree. On the first day, the second day, you might not see the leaves turn green again. But deep underground, the roots are reviving, drinking every cool drop of water. If you dig up the roots every day to check if the tree is healthy yet, you will kill that tree. Therefore, the biggest mistake to avoid is using the feeling of the morning to determine the value of the night. Drop the yardstick. Stop comparing. No matter how you feel when you wake up tomorrow morning, just smile and acknowledge. Last night, I allowed my body to rest, and the body did the best of what it needed to do. When you maintain this non-judgmental attitude, you are giving your body absolute trust. And it is that persistent trust, accumulated through every pressure-free night, that will create a spectacular health transformation in the long run that no medicine can match. Be patient and trust in the silent accumulation of life. The secret of dependent origination. No healing stands alone. My dear friend, as night falls and we lie still in this silence, let us contemplate another deep aspect of existence, a truth that can free you from haste and disappointment. That is the perspective of accumulation and the interconnectedness of all things, or what is called dependent origination in Buddhism. We often live with a fragmented mindset. We look at a night of sleep and judge it as good or bad. We look at a day of fatigue and conclude we are sick or weak. We separate each moment from the flow of life and demand that each moment be perfect, bringing immediate results. But that is not how life works. In the wisdom of the enlightened, no moment is solitary, and no event creates itself. A flower blooming brilliantly in the morning is not the credit of that day's sunlight alone. It is the result of thousands of hours of accumulation in the dark, of days of pouring rain, of nutrients silently moving from roots to branches, and even of the freezing winter days when the tree seemed dead. The flower is the convergence of infinite causes and conditions. If one gloomy, rainy day of the past were missing, perhaps the brilliant flower of the present could not have formed. Your body and health are exactly like that flower. Healing never happens in just one night, no matter how well you sleep. One good night's sleep cannot erase 10 years of stress, but conversely, one restless night cannot completely destroy your health. Each passing night is a link, a condition, a seed contributing to the overall process. Engrave this core philosophical phrase in your heart. It will be a solid anchor for your faith. Nothing heals alone. Everything heals over time. When you understand this, you will stop looking at tonight as a unique chance to save your health. You will see tonight as a drop of water. One drop might not fill the glass, but without that drop, and the drops that follow, the glass will forever be dry. The demanding no results. Ritual you perform tonight is exactly such a pure drop of water. Perhaps tomorrow morning you won't see the pain completely vanish. Perhaps you won't see rosy skin immediately. But at a deep level that the naked eye cannot see, transformation is taking place. When you stop pushing, the nervous system rests a little. That little rest helps the liver detox a little. That little detox helps the blood become a little cleaner. And that clean blood goes on to nourish the cells a little better. It is a subtle and miraculous butterfly effect. Small changes accumulate, day by day, month by month, creating a spectacular transformation that even you wouldn't expect. Look at the river. The river is never in a hurry, yet it always reaches the ocean. It doesn't try to flow extra fast in one bend to prove its strength. It just flows, patiently and persistently, accumulating every drop of water from small streams. Tonight, allow yourself to be that river. Don't try to become the ocean immediately. Be content with being a peaceful flow in the darkness. Impermanence also teaches us that no state is forever. The current pain is not eternal. The current fatigue is not a life sentence. They are just dark clouds passing through the sky, and you're lying still, not reacting, not fearing, is exactly how you allow those clouds to pass faster. If you panic and hold on, you are turning a temporary cloud into a lingering storm. So, instead of worrying about the result, put faith in the process. Trust in the accumulation. Trust that every time you relax your shoulders, every time you breathe out with relief, every time you refuse anxiety, you are putting a coin into your health bank. Perhaps you can't withdraw interest today, but your assets are increasing every day. Don't let the mind trick you into thinking, tonight is useless. No night is useless if you lie there with peace. Even if you don't sleep, the mind's rest in a state of non-seeking still brings great restorative value, sometimes even greater than a deep sleep, where the consciousness is still tense. Nurture patience with your own body. It took many years to accumulate damage, so give it time to accumulate healing. Don't be a harsh debt collector, demanding health every morning. Be a devoted gardener, planting peace every evening and patiently waiting for spring. When you let go of the pressure of time, you will find yourself strangely light. You are no longer racing against the biological clock. You harmonize with it. You understand that tonight is just one note in the long symphony of life. A low note, a silent note, or a high note. Each has its own value in creating the complete melody. Let this understanding of dependent origination and accumulation lull you to sleep. You are being supported by the laws of the universe. You are on the right path. No need to hurry, no need to skip stages. Everything is happening exactly as it needs to happen. Be at peace and continue to let go. Handing over power to sleep. My dear friend, we have walked together through the hallways of awareness, of understanding the cumulative nature of time. Now, we stand before the final door. This door is very special. It doesn't need a key to open. It only opens when you accept letting go of the doorknob. This final lesson is called the handover of power. Right now, even though you are lying still in bed and the body has softened, I know that somewhere in the mind there are still guests who are industrious and refuse to leave. Join me in identifying them one last time before seeing them off. There is the result waiter, the one whispering to you, "Will I sleep well tonight? Will this meditation really be effective?" There is the evaluator, the one grading your day, scrutinizing every small mistake. Did I do well today? I shouldn't have said that. And most exhausting of all, there is the progress counter, the one holding a magnifying glass to the wounds of your soul to see, what percentage have I healed today? When will I be completely okay? When will I be completely? Friend, listen to me. Sleep is not a project. Sleep is not a competency test where you must strive for a high score. And healing is not a KPI race where you must report progress every night. Constantly checking if I have fallen asleep yet is the biggest reason why you stay awake. Constantly peering to see if the wound has healed yet is the act of tearing the wound open once more. Tonight, I invite you to perform the most courageous act of yielding. Fire all those supervisors. Gently tell them, your shift has ended. Thank you for worrying, but now is not the time for progress. Now is the time for existence. Sleep does not need to know how much you healed today. Sleep does not care if you are an enlightened Zen master or a soul shattered with anxiety. Sleep is like the earth, like the vast ocean. It is absolutely inclusive and equal. It is ready to receive you, embrace you, and drown all your pain, whether you are strong or weak, whether you are radiant or covered in mud. It does not require you to be worthy to rest. Imagine you are a small boat in the middle of a night river. All day long, you have been busy rowing, trying to steer the boat upstream, dodging hidden rocks according to your will. But now, it is time to put the oars away. Hand the power back to the water. Trust that the water knows how to take the boat drifting toward the peaceful ocean, even when you do nothing at all. The deepest healing does not happen when you are striving to fix yourself. It happens when you completely forget that you need to be healed. Loosen the hands that are gripping control in the mind. No need to try to relax, because trying to relax is actually a form of tension. Just do nothing. Allow yourself to become useless for the next few hours. No goals, no judgment, no destination. When no one demands that you prove anything, that is when the boundary between the weary self and the healing night vanishes. Engrave this whisper into your subconscious, like an anchor dropped to the deep sea floor. Sleep begins when progress is no longer demanded. Now, there is nothing left to do. Everything is finished. Let the night do its great work. My dear friend, before my voice fades to give way completely to the silence, I want to give you one final piece of luggage for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, when the first sunlight touches the window, you might feel full of energy. but you might also still feel a bit of heaviness in your body. That is perfectly normal. I hope that, in that moment, you do not rush to make any judgments about tonight's sleep. Don't ask yourself, did I sleep well last night? Or, why am I still tired despite listening to this meditation? Remember, healing is not an event. Healing is a climate, just like nature. There are brilliant sunny days that help plants photosynthesize strongly. But there are also days of pouring rain and gray skies. You might not like the rainy days, but it is in those gloomy days that the roots are silently drinking the deepest water. It is in the freezing winter days that seem like death that life is being nurtured in the earth to wait for spring. Your sleep journey is the same. There will be nights when you sink into a deep, dreamless sleep. That is the night of brilliant recovery. There will be gentle, hazy nights. That is the night of relaxation. And there will be nights that at first glance seem like nothing. You lie there, thoughts still drifting, eyes still open in the dark. But my friend, please do not rush to conclude that such a night is useless. In the deep inside of practice, no moment of rest is wasted, as long as that night is not forced. Even if you don't sleep soundly, the act of lying still, loosening your muscles, and not resisting your own wakefulness, that act itself is a massive recharging of energy. Your body is much smarter than you think. Sometimes it needs the silence of consciousness more than the blackout of the unconscious. Don't turn tomorrow morning into a courtroom to judge tonight. Don't turn sleep into a tool where you must finish repairing the body machine within 8 hours. Remove the pressure of time from your shoulders. Allow healing to happen at its own pace. Slow, erratic, but persistent. Just as a wound on the skin closes itself. You cannot stand there shouting at the wound. Heal faster. You can only clean it, bandage it, and leave it be. Time will do the rest. Your soul is the same. Your task tonight is not to try to sleep to get healthy. Your task is simply to create an environment without pressure. A mild climate for the seed of peace to sprout on its own. And finally, carry this mantra into your dreams as the gentlest reminder for your inner child. You don't heal in one night. You heal because you stop demanding it. Everything is okay. You are on your own correct track. There is nothing left to worry about. Sleep well, my friend.